Hey guys, and welcome back to Indian Recipe Secrets. Today we will talk about keto noodles, and we use shirataki noodles to prepare this recipe. Shirataki noodles are made of konjac yam, and they have very low amount of carbs in them. And the recipe that we are going to cook today that has just 1 gram of carb each serving from noodles itself, and remaining carbs really come from the veggies that we add to the dish. So here what we have today: shirataki noodles. I prefer a version with tofu in it, because if you eat pure shirataki noodles, they are chewy, and tofu gives a nice texture to it, and it is easy to chew and it tastes better. Here are some of the ingredients that we are going to add in noodles. Few slices of carrots, about 1 cup or 100 grams of broccoli, about 3 by 4 inches of ginger, a few beans, about 50 gram, 1 green chili pepper, a couple of green onions, half medium zucchini. Chili, I'm using a big one. If you find a version that is really hot, you can just use a smaller chili instead of a bigger one, and you'll get fewer carbs compared to what I'm going to get from this one. Other ingredients that we need today are salt, rice vinegar, Japanese soy sauce that is commonly known as shoyu, some garlic salt, red chili flakes, and vegetable oil for cooking. So let's get started. The first step is to make these noodles ready for cooking. So what I'm going to do is drain water from them, clean them thoroughly, and then boil and then roast them in a pan without oil. The reason you need to do that is there's a fishy smell in these noodles, and you want to make sure that you get rid of that smell before you make any dish out of it. Otherwise, you may not like it. So I'm going to cut the packet. I have this filter, so I'm going to drain the water using it. So as you see, I have removed the water, and I'm going to wash it at least 3-4 times in water. After I wash them, we need to boil them in water for about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to put them into a pan that has water already. I'm going to switch on the heat, and I'm going to keep it on high flame so that it quickly comes to a boil, and it removes some smell from it. Meanwhile, we can chop the vegetables. So I'm going to do that. Let me transfer vegetables to a plate, then I'll chop them one by one. So first let me take broccoli. So after you cut the broccoli, transfer it to a bowl with water so that they get washed. I'm not going to waste the stem, so I'm going to cut it as well. So I'm going to move these pieces as well to the bowl. Zucchini. Cut slices from it. Keep them aside. I'm going to take beans now, and I'm going to remove ends. I'll cut them into about 1.5 inch pieces. Carrot, I'll make fine slices from it. Though carrots have very high carbs compared to other veggies that I'm using, but just 4 to 5 pieces are not going to hurt me. But still, if you want, you may have to use them in your dish when you cook it. But yeah, I love the taste and I'll use them. Next thing is green onions. Remove the roots and finely chop them. So they are ready. Chili and ginger, we need to grind them for gravy. Not really gravy, basically you need to toss your noodles in them. So I'm just going to coarsely chop them. Here goes chili, I'm going to take 2 pieces from it. And ginger, I try to use a blunt knife to peel it. After it is peeled, I'm going to wash it and make 4 pieces from it, or maybe some more, so that it is easy to grind in my food processor. I'll add them in my food processor jar. I'll add some water to it so that it is easy to make a paste using them. Meanwhile, I'm going to stir noodles. paste is ready. I'm going to keep it aside. Let me clean the plate. Let's wait until it comes to a boil. The beauty of shirataki noodles is it keeps you full, it doesn't give you much carbs, you get all the flavors that you would like to have in your food, and you don't really miss what you were eating before you started your keto diet. You can mix and match vegetables, you can pick what you like. For example, if you love mushrooms, you can throw in some of the mushrooms, you can throw in some bacon, or any meat that you love. You can pretty much use any vegetable. Even if you are craving onions, it doesn't harm you. Like if you use a couple of slices, so feel free to add them. So you can do a lot with these noodles. When it comes to spices, based on like what you like, you can add more chili flakes or less. You can add some black peppers if you want. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with these noodles while preparing this recipe. Noodles have come to a boil, so I'm going to remove them from flame, and I'm going to drain the water. After draining water, I'm going to wash them a couple of times again. And after washing them, I'm going to throw them in a pan and put it over high flame. And I'm going to stir fry them for 2 to 3 minutes. So it won't just get rid of the smell, it will also improve the texture, and it will hold the spices that you add to your dish. I'm going to switch off the stove, and there's no longer any fish smell in these noodles. I'm going to remove them in a plate. I'm going to wash my pan in water. I'm going to put it back on the stove. Initially, I'll keep it on a high flame so that it gets dried. Then I'll move it to a medium flame. It is dried, and now I'm going to reduce heat to medium. Add about 1 tablespoon oil to the pan. You can put more if you want, but I'm going to make this recipe just with 1 tablespoon of oil to stir fry vegetables. Now add green beans. I'll cook them for about 30 seconds. Now I will add zucchini. I'll add broccoli. I'll add carrots. Cook them for about a minute on medium flame. I'll sprinkle about half teaspoon salt on it. I'll sprinkle half teaspoon red chili flakes. Mix them well. Transfer them to a bowl or plate. Wash the pan. Switch on the stove and keep on high flame until it gets dry. So once it dries, add about 1 tablespoon oil to it. And reduce the heat to medium. Add ginger and chili paste to it. You can add some water to it to make sure you get everything from your jar. Add that as well. Stir it. Now add 1.5 tablespoon soy sauce. Add about 1.5 tablespoon rice vinegar. Mix well. Sprinkle about 1/8 teaspoon garlic salt. Add 1/4 cup of water. And let it come to a boil. As you can see, it is boiling now. Stir in noodles. So once they get cooked, they will absorb all the flavors that you added. Ginger, green pepper, soy, vinegar. I'm going to increase the heat. Reduce the heat. As you see, there's no more liquid in this. I'm going to add sauteed vegetable to it. I'm going to move heat back to medium, and I'm going to mix them well and let them cook for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Now I will add green onions. I'm going to mix it well. I'm going to switch off the stove because my noodles are ready. See them? Now to the plate. I'm going to take a serving plate. I'm going to transfer half noodles to it. And here are your keto noodles. Enjoy. Try the recipe. If you have any feedback, leave your comments here. If you have any questions, write them here. We'll try to respond as soon as we can. Thank you for watching our video today. Thank you.